Are you ready to transform your pool into a stunning oasis? At Mainland Pool Service, they're a family-owned business committed to keeping your pool looking pristine all year round. They believe that pool care should be proactive, not reactive, which is why their skilled team handles everything from routine cleaning to complex issues with precision. They prioritize clear communication and personalized solutions to exceed your expectations. Join the Mainland Pool Service family today and experience the difference their expertise and dedication can bring to your relaxation retreat. Contact them now at mainlandpoolservice.com.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis. Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GBWR.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Duke is suing their quarterback because Darian Menza announced he was entering the transfer portal last Friday. So Duke said, no, you're not.
I'm all for NIL. I'm all for player freedom to transfer and player empowerment. But just saying, I signed the contract, but the contract doesn't matter. I don't understand how that works.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. Journey. Tickets are on sale now at journeymusic.com. Your chance to say goodbye to the songs that changed our lives. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
Hey Grind City, got uninvited house guests? When it comes to bugs, we don't bluff. We Terminex it. Don't let a pest problem spin out of control. Our pest-free 365 Plus plan protects against up to 39 different kinds of pests. Even better, Grizz fans can take $50 off by visiting Terminex.com and enter code SAVE50. Terms apply. With more than 95 years of experience squashing pest issues big and small, we're set to square off against the toughest bugs.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It is the Wednesday, February 18th, 2026 edition of the show. Today on the show, Damichael Cole from the Commercial Appeal is going to join us. He wrote an outstanding article on G.G. Jackson today as the Grizzlies are going to get back underway post-All-Star break this weekend. We'll talk to him about everything that has happened in the season thus far. Mick Cronin is on center stage after his outburst last night. We will get to that. Got to get to all the news and notes of the day. It's a Wednesday. It's all right outside. Smile. Let's do it. Turn it up. Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, ton of stuff to get to on the show today, not the least of which is Damichael Cole from the Commercial Appeal is going to join us in studio to talk about his article that came out today, as well as the rest of this Grizzlies season as the All-Star break is about to come to an end. Before I get to anything, I welcome John Roser to the show. John Roser, a.k.a. the Cologne Ranger, the Body Spray Bandit, Senor Sack, Johnny Backpull, Johnny Bearcat, the Grim Roser, John Asparagus, Johnny Neck Carb, John Lance. He's Dr. Thunder. He's John the Polluter. He's John Sweeney.
What up? What up?
Devin Walker's under the weather, so he is out today.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers with Mr. Walker. I will tell you that while I'm not under the weather, I have a very odd feeling today because I incurred last night some sleeplessness, and then this morning had a level of stress that I have not had in many years of my life. So let me just explain to you. I'm going to speak to all of the parents out there and parents of younger kids that are out there. So when you first have kids, everybody always talks about how you're just trying to keep them alive, right? You're trying to keep them out of danger. You are trying to keep them out of harm's way. As I told you over the weekend, I was in Arizona and I was playing golf with our buddy Brent Rooker, all-star for the Oakland A's. But though he is an all-star with an incredible contract for the Oakland, now Sacramento A's, he lives life just like anybody else that is a father with two kids. His daughter is 4.5, And then he has an 18-month-old. And I said, 18 months, we're mobile now. And he said, and she is a maniac. My wife hates spring training because now I am gone for the next 6 weeks and I am out of town. And so she has to deal with both. And I said, look, man, everybody has been through this. And as you know, like the first one, you're just so scared. You're just so worried. You're just trying to keep them out of harm's way. You're just trying to protect them. You're trying to hope they don't get hurt. They're messing with literally everything. Everything they can find, they will mess with. And so you're just constantly on high alert because you have this worry. And then that goes away, right? Like as they got older, you figure everything's fine and you're not worried about the things that you are when they are little, certainly, once they get past like toddler age or maybe even a little bit older. But when they're little, you have this anxiousness. There's no way around it because you are responsible for something other than yourself. And you want to make sure that they're safe all the time. And as I said, I haven't had that feeling in forever where I was like truly like worried about anything regarding. But today was the day, and we talked about it last night, and I sat down with him. And today was the first day that he was going to drive to school. Oh! And he was going to go. And for those of you that have been around with us for many, many years, you've been around literally King William's entire life. When I dubbed him King William because he ran our house, and then he lost his kingdom to my daughter when she came along. And then he became the drip god or drip lord, drip lord 68 yes. And everything else. But I mean, and he's been on the show many, many times. He turned 16 in January. In January, he turned 16, and I got him a car. And then I was like, we need to keep practicing. Like, you got to be in a bunch of different situations. Now, he has been driving with us in the car since he got his permit at 15 and a half. But, I wanted him to be in all manner of situations. I wanted him to be comfortable behind the wheel. And so we started to do that. And I was like, I'm not going to let you, we're not just going to, get your license and now you're off. Because you need to be in a bunch of different situations because you can be doing everything right. And so there would be days where I'd let him drive to school in the morning or I'd let him drive home after I'd pick him up in the afternoon, and we'd make sure we got on, roads with a bunch of traffic and people would be cutting you off and somebody would be broken down on the side of the road. Yeah. And somebody, you'd come up to the four-way stop and somebody would go out of turn. And it was like, these are the kind of things, right, you need to learn. I let him drive home from his buddy's house the night of the Super Bowl, and he couldn't figure out how to turn the brights off. And I was like, these are the type of things, right? This is why we're doing this. And then what happened is he got his license in the middle of January. We got iced in for 2.5 weeks. Right. So that was nothing. Yeah. So then we let him go, and then we started back this weekend. Once we got back home. And then I let him drive to school yesterday, and he did perfect. And my wife's like, I think it's time. I think he's fine to drive to school and back. And I was like, all right. So I talked to him last night, and I was like, look, bro, I'm going to let you. Do you think you can do it? And he's like, yeah, I can do it. And I was like, all right, I'm going to let you do it tomorrow. And I was like, just be super careful, obviously pay attention, don't be on your phone, all this kind of stuff, right? Things you would say. This is the one that no one has ever told me about. And maybe I am just too high-strung about, I damn near had a panic attack.
Yeah.
Yes. When he pulled off today, because cars are dangerous. You know what I mean? I was like, look, go slow through the neighborhood. There's people, there's dogs, there's this, there's that, whatever. And it's just like, it's the first time in I can't remember how long I don't have control of the situation.
Right.
There's nothing I can do. And that has never been the case. Like, I drive him to school, I pick him up from school, I drive him to practice, I pick him up from practice. Like, he's never... There's never been something where I feel like outside of like sports, right? When he's gotten hurt playing in sports, obviously it's bothered me because you have no control. But then you immediately just go to, all right, how do we deal with this? But like him being off and driving a car, whatever, it's like, I don't know, man. Like I got mad nervous about the whole thing. And so I made him last night sign up for like Life 360 and all this stuff. And surely this is all going to go. I watched his entire drive to school this morning on my phone. And I was just like watching it like, please don't wreck. You know what I mean? Please don't run into something. Please don't hit somebody.
You track his phone or whatever?
And of course he was fun. Yeah. And it shows on the map.
Where he
he's going, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, and when he got there, I was just like, And then we'll deal with it again this afternoon.
Watching it like it's like that. You're watching it like it's the OJ chase.
I know. I was so scared. I never expected it. It's just like.
Did you Chromecast it to the big TV?
No, I just haven't had this feeling in so long. I haven't. Like to where I was nervous about something. And it's not him. He is. So this is a word to all the parents out there. As you know, sometimes you have to reflect. And I've done a lot of reflecting on this. That sometimes it's about you rather than the kid. He is nothing but responsible and has always been responsible, and I probably shouldn't worry a great deal. I was not. I hit something the first night I had my license. I had to call my parents because I turned 16. I went to a friend's house.
Yeah.
And my parents had gotten me this older, like Chevy Blazer, which had a metal bumper. It's like stainless steel bumper. If you touched anything, it crushed. It was like I had a monster truck. And I go to pull out, and my bumper grabs on it. Like I come out and I don't see the car like pulling past me. And it was a girl I went to high school with because we were all over at this friend's house. Now imagine my embarrassment, okay? So I pull out like this. My bumper catches the edge of her bumper. She has a Honda Civic, and it catches and it rips her entire bumper off of her car in the middle of the road.
Oh, my God.
Like it just caught perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm like, and this is like pre-cell phones.
Wow.
I have to go into the friend's house, call my parents, tell them what's happened. I mean, it was a disaster. I mean, it was so traumatizing that this happened to me. Not to mention, I hit all kinds of stuff when I was sick. It's not him. It's me.
You were a terrible driver.
I was terrible.
You're a terrible driver.
I shouldn't have been behind the wheel. I hit
You're the reason teenagers' car insurance is so much.
I know. I hit like 3 things probably like the first year I had my license. It was terrible. Man. And so now he pays.
Yeah.
He pays for this. It's not him. It's me. And so I'm freaking out as we send him off to school because I'm like, please don't be me.
Yeah.
Please be better than me. Because I know. And I can't imagine, I haven't even talked to my parents about this. I can't imagine what they felt like when the first night, I just went off. I don't remember them caring I don't remember that being traumatic.
Yeah, you need to ask your parents about that.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being traumatic. Like maybe they just figured I'm an idiot, so it was going to happen. They're probably expecting the call. But now I'm on I feel like a maniac.
Yeah.
I'm watching on Life 360. Is he there yet? Is he there yet? Is he okay?
You're just a caring parent.
Is he fine? Is he okay? And not until he turned 16, I haven't cared about anything.
Yeah.
For over a decade. And then this morning, I was an absolute basket case.
Now, what's worse?
He's leaving to drive away, and I was like, all right, bud, have a great day at school. It's the first time
yeah,
that I've ever he's not been in one of our cars. We've driven him to school every day of his life.
Yeah.
From the time he was in Mother's Day out all the way until today.
Yeah.
And so
it's not easy to let go of that.
I was like, panicked last night. And then I finally fall asleep. And then I wake up this morning and I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, yeah.
And so then I've got this stupid app, which, I think my parents didn't even know where the hell I was, honestly.
Yeah.
When I did my thing. I don't even think they knew.
Well, there's no way of,
I probably just told them I was going to my friend's house or something.
Did they take a picture?
There was no,
Did they take a picture or anything?
I don't know. I don't even, it's a different world. It's so many.
Well, like parents take pictures your first day of school, your first day of high school, like.
Yeah, I don't even remember. No, I'm saying when I got into my, when I hit something my first night, I don't think my parents even knew. Anyways.
Oh, so when you, okay.
How would they know where I was? I just told them I was going to a friend's house.
No, but when you did leave,
100 years ago.
Was it like a big deal to them when you driving off on your own the first time?
I don't remember it being like that.
Okay. See,
I don't remember it being.
They didn't take a picture of you or doing anything, going out driving on your own?
And I don't remember that. I don't remember that. But this morning, I was like, all right, bud, see ya. He left, and I was like, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just like a maniac.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the app.
So
I walked inside. I'm like, he's there.
So
he's there.
He is,
it says he's there.
So this is the first time he's driven anywhere by himself.
Never.
He's never driven one of your cars by himself.
Never.
Okay.
Never.
Okay.
No.
He's never even gone down to Walgreens or anything by himself.
No.
Okay.
We have always.
All right.
He has always.
That's why it hit so hard.
He's always had a passenger in the car.
Okay.
Either me or my wife has been with him every time until this morning, and then he just left, and he made it there fine.
That makes sense.
That's like peace of mind.
That makes sense.
There's at least some peace of mind. I hope.
What's worse?
It'll get
the traffic to school or from school, because you've
they're
obviously
both bad.
driven them. Okay,
they're both bad. But look. As long as he gets home today.
Yeah. He'll be good.
That'll be
it's king of the road.
That'll be step 2. And then I'll at least have peace of mind.
He is way chilled and laid back.
No.
He'll be fine on the road.
No, and he's also infinitely more mature and
he is very
settled than me.
He is very laid back.
I was not. And again, he's paying for me.
Yeah.
It's not him. I'm worried about myself 30 years ago.
Right.
Right. And I just don't want him to be like me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I was reckless, obviously.
Yeah.
Because cars are dangerous, bro. They're dangerous. I don't want him to hit something. I don't want him to hurt himself. I don't want, so anyways. I'm not.
And you're so right about the four-way stuff, bro. There's nobody in this city knows how to
drive.
Nobody in this city knows how to properly do a four-way stop.
They don't know how to do it.
Crazy.
Anyway, I'll keep you updated. But as long as I can get there today, I could get there today. But that my head has been other places this morning. I will say,
he's got it.
Thank God I had the intense comic relief this morning of the Mick Cronin stuff just taking over my timeline. Because not only you've got this perfect combination of things that people laugh about and media members, which I follow a tremendous amount of media members, including so many that cover college basketball, because Gary and I have been friends with them forever. And so in between all of the college basketball media, and then when it gets this big and you have a great press conference outburst, that's going to end up becoming that goes beyond the niche of college basketball to what everybody is then posting about. And so my algorithm was so heavy on Mick Cronin, which it already would be, because my algorithm thinks I have an outsized interest in Mick Cronin because of our clip of Gary saying he was mistaken for Mick Cronin at Big Ten Media Days. And so because we posted both the clip on Twitter and on Instagram, my algorithm thinks I'm all in on Mick Cronin. Like that, I really, they probably think I'm a UCLA fan. The amount of times I have scrolled through this. So first of all, you have Mick Cronin during the game, and this is the first one that hits when he throws his player out in the middle of the game. You've never seen a coach eject his own player, but this happened, especially after the guy got up and acted like he was going to square up in the game. This is their game against Michigan State. So you got the hard foul, and then he acts tough afterwards. And Mick Cronin says, go.
Why is he throwing him out?
He ejects him. Go back to the locker room. I can't even look at you anymore. And so the kid runs to the locker room as the student section waves goodbye. And then he is asked about not only this particular instance, but also the student section at Michigan State, of which he did not like the question at all.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just about the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
you should take it.
The preparation of the...
You really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't
section?
think you care about the other
Are you
team.
raising your voice at me?
No,
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
Not raising.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
I mean,
Kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
I mean, that is 30 to 45 seconds. And I know that journalists get all up, uptight about something. That is legitimately hilarious. Come on, bro.
Yes.
Number one, him calling that the dumbest question. Kudos for asking me the worst question I've ever been asked, which is so preposterous. And then the way he looked at that guy and says, "Are you raising your voice at me?" It just,
yes, you are. Everybody can hear it.
It's bully 101.
Yes.
It really is. And again, like I said when I was on with Gary, if you're winning, you can pull this kind of stuff. If you're losing, it does not work.
No.
Like when it comes to media, everybody will take the media side when you are not winning, because now you just come off as petulant and a bully and everything else. If you are a big winner and you pull that, everybody will take the coach's side and say, this is what's wrong with the media. The media is annoying,
right.
blah, 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 blah. And I told you that I think you know very well for being with me for all these years, this has happened to me too many times.
Yes.
Like, we had on Kelvin Sampson when he was at Houston, and I brought it up to him, and it was like what was the thing that Daniel Tosh used to do? Something redemption? Web redemption?
Web redemption, yeah.
Web redemption. And it was my web redemption without the web.
Yeah.
Because thank God it was not on tape or on video. But when I first started out covering college athletics, he was the coach at Oklahoma. I asked him almost the identical question to that. Do you think the crowd affected your young team? This was at a game at Ole Miss when Rod Barnes was coaching. And that dude looked straight at me and said, I don't know. What do you think? And when I tell you I felt 1 inch small, I had tears in my eyes driving home. I'm like, the media ain't for me. Like, why would he do? I felt stupid. I felt humiliated. The whole thing. I was 21. I didn't know what I was doing. It was literally the first thing I ever covered, the first question I ever asked as a member of the media. And I was like, it's over. And as I told Gary, there was a baseball player named Travis Lee that restored my faith in humanity because he could not have been nicer to me. That was the second interview I ever did. And then at that point I was like, okay, like they're not all jerks like Kelvin Sampson.
Right.
And forever I thought Kelvin Sampson was a jerk because of what he did. And And then, of course, as I got to know Kelvin as the years went on, and then we would have him on the show, finally I brought it up to him. I'm like, when I was really young, and he's like, man, I'm sorry about that. Because
he's like, I was in a bad mood. We lost.
He was young too, yeah. And and they lost at Ole Miss. And so, anyways, over the years, whether it was John Calipari yelling at me, I've had Hubie Brown. This is 20-something years ago. Hubie Brown did it in front of everybody. And oh my God, people brought it up for years because I felt so small. I'm still like young 20s. I asked Hubie Brown about his choice to play, it was Mike Miller and Bonzi Wells, right? And I asked him about it. And he looks right at me. This is the thing is full. And he's like, "Oh, you're a wise guy, huh? You're a wise guy." Bro, I had no idea. I was like,
"Yeah.
What? Huh?" And he's like, "Oh, you're a real wise guy, huh?" And then he starts he's mad. I'm like, "What is going on?" I walked out of there and I felt so bad. And I was like, I don't even, why does the coach hate me? And, I was at all of his press conferences, pregame and postgame. And when I asked this, he jumped me like that in front of everybody. And I didn't know. So the next game, I do the pregame, there's me and Clay Bailey from the AP and maybe one other person that would show up to the pregame stuff. So I'm there at the pregame stuff, and at the time there's a girl named Stacy Mitch, and she's the PR director for the Grizzlies. And she's like, "Hey, Chris, Hubie wants to talk to you." And I was like, okay. And I walk over to the side to the coach's office, and he starts apologizing to me. He was like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, blah, blah, blah. I thought you knew." So what had happened is I was friends with his son, who tragically passed away a year ago, Brendan Brown. Brendan was on the staff. I was friends with Brendan. And after this happened at the press conference, of course, I go to my friend Brendan, and I'm like, "Brendan, what the hell?" I was like, "Your dad just ripped my head off in front of everybody. What is going on?" He and Jerry West had a big blowout about Bonzi and Mike Miller and about who was playing and who wasn't, right? They had this big blowout about this, and Jerry is the GM. Jerry has his say and was not quiet about his opinions on things, as you know. And he thought this is the way the team should be doing. And Hubie Brown was 70 years old. He's not going to listen to how he should be coaching the team. So now you have two super hard-headed guys that are fighting about who should be playing and who's not. And so then he does what he does and starts Miller instead of Bonzi or whatever it was. I can't even recall how it was flipped. But it was whatever Jerry had fought for. So Brendan expressed to me, he's like, he thought you knew, right? Which gave me infinitely more credit as a reporter than. But he thought basically that I was going in there and trying to jam him up,
right.
And that I knew about all this. So then when I go back to the coach's office, he's like, "Hey man, I'm really sorry, blah blah blah. I didn't, and he's like, "I thought you knew." And I was like, "Look, Coach, I had no idea. I don't know anything about what's going on between you and the front office and whatever else." And so then it was fine. Everything was fine after that. But he did cut my head off right in front of everybody.
Right.
And then I was 20-something years old. I felt so stupid. God, I felt so stupid. And then obviously, I've told you the Lionel screamed at me.
Lionel bit your head off a couple times.
Yeah. But, I mean, and look, we were at Tony's deal at the Memphis Sports Hall of Fame, and I hung out with Lionel the whole night.
Yeah.
And I will say this. All of those guys. I saw Cal Perry. I think the last time I probably talked to him was at Lapidus' funeral. He showed back up for Lapidus' funeral, which I greatly respected. But it's almost like once you're in that realm and you're around these people every day and you take it and they bite your head off and whatever, like virtually all of them I ended up having like cordial or good relationships with afterwards. Like there's kind of like a mutual respect that goes on, and that kind of stuff is going to happen over the years. And I will say, this is a long-winded way of giving you examples from my own career to tell you, like those Mick Cronin guys, like I see the reaction to him today, and it makes me know, like we're not far from those guys just being extinct.
Yeah.
And I do think that and I know you can call it the wussification of the world or whatever, but I will say this. Those guys that like just snap like that are so high-strung and highly competitive, and they're like on a razor's edge, I think it's what makes them really good at what they do. And I know he's losing, so it's not the best example.
Right.
But like,
he's been a successful coach. Mick Cronin's won a lot of games.
I will say this. I am of that. Even though I have been through a bunch of situations where I've been on the other end of that as a reporter, I don't mind telling everybody this. I greatly appreciate that rather than the passive-aggressive bullcrap. Because it has not, I'm telling you, it has just been replaced with passive-aggressive bullcrap. Because what happened to me with Fizdale was I interviewed him at the end of a media day to close out the season. Everybody in front of 20,000 people, Marc Gasol and him hated each other. Everybody could watch it. Everybody could see it all the time. All the time. It was playing out right in front of our face. And all I did was ask him about the relationship with Marc Gasol. That's it. That's all I did. And he went straight to media relations and said, Chris Vernon can never interview me again. I'm like, what in the world? Like at that setting.
Yeah.
What he did to me, put me on the spot like that. I mean, that's what he said, right? He screamed at media relations. He's gone. Our media relations team is completely different now, whatever. I don't mind telling you this. I'm not hurting anybody.
Yeah.
He goes and says that. And so then they tell me, like, hey, man, you really pissed Coach off, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yo, I wasn't trying to jam him up, blah, blah, blah. So now we're to the summer. We're to the offseason. Everybody's, I'm right here next to the arena. At some point, I'm going to run into him. So sure enough, I run straight into him. It's me and him alone. Okay? It's me and him alone in the hallway. And he says to me, and I walk straight up to him. And I was like, hey, Fizz. I was like, hey, man. Hey, they told me that you were mad at me, and I haven't seen you since. I was like, look, I just want to be clear. I wasn't trying to jam you up, whatever. I was like, everybody saw what was happening out there. And I was like, and so I think the fans wanted to know, what was going on between you two and if things are going to be okay and blah, 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 right? And he's like, what? What do you mean, Chris?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, like they told me, like you were like furious at me. He's like, oh, you know how they talk. You know how they talk. Like, me and you are cool, bro. Me and you are cool. Like, no, I'm not mad at you. I'm not mad at what? Like, no. He's like, man, you know how media is, media relations is, whatever. I was like, okay. I was like, I just want to, iron things out, make sure that we're whatever. So I leave. That was it. We get to training camp the next year. He goes to media relations and screams at them. Chris Vernon cannot be part of that. If I'm doing an interview,
the media day broadcast.
If I'm doing an interview, it's not with Chris. I'm like, what? I was like, bro, Jason Wallace was our peer. I said, Jason, I talked to him. He said everything is fine. Like, what? He's like, I'm just telling you. He called me last night, started yelling at me all over again. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is, I much prefer Lionel Hollins yelling straight at my face, or Hubie Brown yelling straight at my face, or John Calipari yelling straight at my face, or any of these guys, Kelvin Sampson, whoever, any of the ones that have like those old school kind of bully type, whatever. They're high strung, they're competitive, whatever. But like that's the thing, they might snap at some point. I much prefer that to the passive aggressive bull crap. I really do.
Yeah.
And so
the
I'm telling you,
behind your back.
it is not. Yeah. I'm telling you, it hasn't been replaced. You're not just going to eradicate these guys that act like that. You're going to eradicate them from doing it in public. But they're all still going to find their ways to be, and it'll just turn into passive aggressive stuff.
Because they're humans.
Where they're going to act like they like you in person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they're going to play nice for the camera, and then they're going to, behind your back, try to get you fired.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're going to do.
For sure.
And it's like, okay. And it's like, I just see the way people are reacting to him last night. And it's all about winning and losing. You can act like that if you're winning. You can. Dude, that was funny. I don't care. It was not that bad. It wasn't that bad. He didn't humiliate that guy that bad. And honestly, it's super funny for him to turn and go, "Are you raising your voice at me?"
That was funny. It's
Dude.
I mean, it's on video. Like, everybody can see it. Calm down, bro.
He said, "Are you raising your voice? Are you raising your voice?"
The guy's like, "No, I'm not raising my voice." He's like, yeah, everybody can see it. It's on video.
he's so bad. All right, we got some Tiger basketball news.
What happened in Tiger
that has
basketball?
come down? Beep, 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 beep. Hasan Abdul Hakim. Oh my God! Zach Davis has been reinstated after his Instagram post yesterday saying he wishes he was back with his hand extended towards the court. After repeated violations of team rules, we made the decision to move forward without Hasan. Isn't that the guy they couldn't find for 2 weeks?
Yeah, it is the guy they couldn't find.
Who cares?
For 2 weeks. I mean,
All right, this is breaking news, but I think I speak for everybody when I say, who gives a crap?
Yeah. Okay. One.
This is the problem with me having no stock in anybody.
No, let me ask you this: if those two guys did not show up to Thursday night's game against South Florida pregame warmups, Tigers take the court, and those two guys are not out there, would you notice?
Are you serious?
Okay, then who cares?
Also, are they putting the Hasan shirt jerseys in the front on 50% off?
That's why they're getting rid of him. They wanted him to stay lost. They're like, you weren't supposed to come back. You're gone.
They like leave him in Wichita.
Yeah. He found his way home. They're like, damn it. You're gone. Now you're dismissed.
Bro, talk about not being able to take a hint. We left you. We got on the team plane and left your ass in Wichita.
He's like, man, I thought it was on time for the plane. No, bro. They were trying to get rid of you.
They told him the wrong time.
Gave him the wrong gate.
He's like walking around with his Memphis gear in his bag. He's like calling everybody.
Yeah.
He's like, where are you guys? Like, bro, we're in Memphis. Like, well, how am I supposed to get home? I don't know. Figure it out, bro.
Nobody ever did figure out how he got home either.
We knew anything about that story.
We just took it over.
Bizarre.
Yeah.
So Zach Davis reinstated. Congratulations to him.
Whoop-de-doo.
But and then Hasan is he's gone from the team. Wow. Unbelievable breaking news that took place this morning. Couple other things I do want to mention before Damichael Cole joins us in studio. Little update on our buddy Zach Edey. Did you see this?
No.
Did you see where? Now, this did not go their way as Purdue lost to Michigan last night. But you're about to have your heart melt. Guess where our buddy Zach Edey was last night? At the Purdue-Michigan game.
Yeah.
Watch this. This is Zach Edey last night helping Gene Keady to his seat.
Oh, that's awesome.
That gives you chills, bro.
Yeah.
They play on Keady Court.
How old is Gene Keady now?
Got to be in his 80s.
I think so. I was
got to be in his 80s.
I was going to say 90 by
Look at
now.
that. Look, you can see Keady Court in the background.
Yeah.
And Zach Edey.
He's 89. He turns 90 in May.
Is Zach Edey the most accomplished Purdue player of all time?
Yeah.
What a moment that is. Look at that.
With their most accomplished coach of all
By
time.
the way, look at Edey compared to Gene Keady.
Nuts, right?
He's like 2 times taller than Gene Keady. That was super cool, though.
That is.
How old is he?
89. He turns 90.
Wow.
90 on May 21st.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 times.
The Gene Keadys of the world, like hardcore, like look like the logo, Boilermaker. I miss these guys, man.
Yeah.
And like that's all I'm gonna say. For all their faults, Cronin is a throwback. I like these kind of guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These high-strung, like, you know, like that. We're losing that.
Yeah, we're losing them.
We're losing that.
We're losing them.
And then you see, like, it doesn't play anymore. It's just all a bunch of passive-aggressive, mealy-mouthed wussies. I like the guys that jump in your face. You know what I mean? I like those guys.
Yeah. Rather than plotting behind your back,
They're
scheming,
alphas.
saying stuff behind your back.
They're alphas. They got a bunch of beta males doing it now. You see the way everybody reacts to it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, my God, I can't believe he would do that to a reporter. Oh, shut up. Give me a break.
The reporter's fine.
Yeah, the reporter's fine, and that was
That's
funny.
the only reason the reporters care about. That's the only reason the reporters care. But the only reason anybody cares about that question he asked is because of how.
And
Mick
I
Cronin
say that
reacted.
as someone who has been verbally humiliated by
Yeah.
all manner of coaches. It's part of the gig. They're in a highly competitive thing where they're worried. Like they make lots of money and they have crazy pressure.
Yeah.
Pressure that you could never imagine as a media member. That's why I've always given them rope.
Yeah.
Always. I've always given them rope because like the pressure they feel is so immense, especially when you're at a big school like that. And they're gonna, if you're a normal person, because I guess I just see myself in that. Like sometimes you're gonna just snap. Now come on, he's a crash out anyway. But I miss those guys.
Yeah.
Gene Keady, like that's an old school hardcore dude too. And you see him now, like he's just a feeble old man that like there's Zach Edey walking him to his seat last night. It's so awesome. It was a cool moment for sure. And then one other thing that I do want to mention is just I saw this morning and I had this not epiphany but thought because I've thought about it before, but every once in a while I forget it. Did you see this story about Mahomes and the restructure?
Yeah, so the restructuring, and they still need to do more stuff to have cap space.
But what it counts against their cap?
What yet?
It was like a tens of millions difference.
Right.
And as I saw that this year, I thought, you know what? Here's the major thing. Like, one of the things that people love and detest about the NBA is less focus on the games and more focus on, team building and the trade machine and drama, whatever. The one thing, and I got it because it's guaranteed contract, so it makes it simple. The thing about the NFL, and I have been an NFL fan my whole life, and I have a favorite team as do you. It struck me as I saw that Mahomes story. I was like, the reason we can't talk about team building and transactions regarding the NFL, I have no idea how any of this works.
It's
difficult. It's so complicated. I don't know. I don't know what kind of money you have available. I don't know what your salary cap is. I don't know what this means. I don't know. Everything in the NBA is so easily digestible. If you could learn the salary cap and the CBA restrictions in an hour.
So
you could learn it all. Whereas
the NBA is getting tougher. It has gotten tougher. The NBA has gotten way tougher with apron stuff. It's gotten way harder. But
it's still not that complicated.
It's not the NFL.
The NFL, I saw that story today and I was like, oh. And I was like, what does that even mean? I don't know how that looks in conjunction to other teams. I don't know what. I swear, what is the salary cap in the NFL?
I have no idea.
I don't either.
I don't know.
But I don't even, it's like they've made it's so complicated to figure anything out that I don't have the time nor the attention span to even understand. And they restructure all the contracts.
Restructure stuff.
And they cut people.
There's post June 1st. There's pre and post June 1st cuts that if you do it before June 1st, it saves you this money. But sometimes if you do it before June 1st, it costs you this money. Like I don't
understand any of it.
No. The only thing I did see something with that Chiefs deal. It said so they create that much money in cap space that I saw. They're still $11 million over the cap even doing that. They need to create.
But what does that mean?
They need to create. You can't do anything when you're over the cap in the NFL.
Okay.
They have to restructure. They're going to like restructure Chris Jones's deal and a couple other guys' deal and cut guys to be able to create salary cap space to sign anybody, to sign your draft picks, all of it.
Mahomes signed like a 10-year, $500 million deal,
right.
And the damn thing gets restructured every year.
So
how can you ever keep up with that?
The Ravens are having to do that with Lamar Jackson this offseason because Lamar Jackson's cap hit scheduled to be like $75 million too.
So you just keep like deferring money and moving it around. It's like
the Rams,
so hard to figure out.
The Rams did that forever until recently.
Yeah.
But that's how they kept trying to win their Super Bowl, and they finally won one. But they just put money forward. They kicked the can down the road.
As I saw Adam Schefter report that, I was like, wow, I have no idea what this means.
Yeah.
Does that mean they've just got the team they have? Does that mean they have that money to spend? Does that mean I don't understand?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, they still don't have the money to spend.
They still don't have the money to spend.
Because
Yeah.
I saw somebody put out there, like, yep, well, they're probably going to go get Kenneth Walker. And I was like, really? Is that what that means? Now they have more money to spend because they restructured Mahomes'
They've got some other restructuring and cuts to make, and that'll get them. They'll have money.
Real quickly, I want to remind you about the Junior Grizzlies spring camps that they've got coming up. You don't have to wait until summer to get the ultimate hoops experience with Junior Grizzlies. Boys and girls aged 6 to 14 can build skills and boost confidence at Junior Grizzlies spring camps. Both of my kids have gone to these, and they're great. Presented by Ortho South. You can find a camp near you and register today at grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. Grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. They've met all kinds of players and coaches at these things in the past, and they do a great job. They do an absolutely great job with these camps. So if you're looking at one of those spring camps, you don't have to wait until the summer. They do those, it's a good thing to do, especially if you're not going to be going out of town or doing anything for spring break, but you want to keep the kids occupied. Always great.
Oh, yeah, always
great.
Always.
Junior Grizz camps. And go to grizzlies.com/Junior Grizzlies. All right, Damichael Cole is going to join us in studio on the other side. Chris Vernon Show.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedEx Forum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
I risk my life to tell y'all these truths.
Cat Williams is back. Brand new material, a new tour, and the same legendary laughter he's delivered for decades.
Nick Cannon got 136 children, Jesus. Did you know that?
Always classic, always Cat.
White people are friendly. You can call them at 3 o'clock in the morning with the wrong number and they won't even be mad at you. Hello? No, I'm sorry. No Shaquita here.
The Golden Age Tour. March 6th in FedEx Forum. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
Jeff Dunham. You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it. I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Own the 2025-26 Grizzlies season with the 10-game Flex Pack, the ultimate way to catch all the action on your terms. Choose your favorite matchups from intense rivalries to weekend thrillers and customize your pack to fit your schedule. With 10 games to pick, you'll never miss the moments that matter most. Visit Grizzlies.com/packs today to build your perfect ticket pack and cheer on the Grizzlies your way. It's your team, your season, and your schedule. So don't miss out.
Now that's the new edition way.
I feel like there's another level we can take it to.
What you think, Mike?
2 steps ahead of you, Slick.
What's good, bro?
What you doing, man?
I'm in.
Woman, you don't even know what I'm getting ready to ask you. Here's the vision. All 3 of us on the same stage every night.
Gonna be crazy.
No barriers, no separation.
It'll be like 9 kings and a queen.
The next level starts now.
Big Ben Bennett, do you have your new football coach over in Nashville?
We do, yes. Robert Saleh. This is why I'm stoked. Starting in 2019, number 2 total defense, number 5 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 4 total defense, number 3 total defense, number 3 total defense. This dude's going to have a good defense. Like, he's going to be able to turn their defense around, which has obviously been an issue.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. 2-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Still at the All-Star break, but the Grizzlies are going to be back in action on Friday night. We got 2 days until the Grizzlies, and I just got a text. I didn't even realize. Think about how out of it I am. This Utah game that's coming up on Friday, it's 6 o'clock. I don't know why. I have no idea why the game is at 6 o'clock, but they said Grizzlies Live's at 5:30 and the game is at 6 o'clock. So keep a lookout for that on Friday night. Damichael Cole covers the Grizzlies for the Commercial Appeal. Have you had a good All-Star break?
Great All-Star break. Great All-Star break. I got away for one. You know, usually I'm out there with them, but this time I got away, took a little trip.
Where did you go?
I was in Gatlinburg in the cabins. So
and?
Pigeon Forge.
I have never been to Gatlinburg, but
Ever?
They tell me I have to go, that it is beautiful, and they also tell me Dollywood is great.
Dollywood is great. Dollywood
It
is
is?
great. But I mean,
I need to go.
Pigeon Forge, do they still have that huge Nike store?
Do they?
They used to have a massive Nike
How
store.
long did it take you to drive it?
6 hours and 20 minutes. 6 hours, 30 minutes. Yeah. Because you go right past Knoxville. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Gatlinburg.
Yeah.
That's
Got to get out there, yeah.
All right, so you've got this article about Gigi Jackson
Yep.
that came out. I will tell you, number one, great article. Number two, I was shocked to find out who is the catalyst.
Yeah.
I really was. I was shocked to find out because we think of Scotty Pippen Jr.
Quiet,
as a
reserved.
soft-spoken guy, not the kind of guy that would constantly be berating someone for being soft.
Yeah.
And yet, your article reveals that part of the credit that is due for G.G. Jackson and the year that this year that started off so badly that he wasn't even in the rotation and ended up with the hustle to now looking again like this insanely promising prospect that we all fell in love with 2 years ago. So if you can, just kind of explain how the story came about and then how you stumbled upon the guys that were trying to like inspire him.
Yeah, it's funny because I think we all, if you've watched the Grizzlies enough, it's hard to ignore how, not even GG's numbers, just the eye test of out of nowhere, he just started two-hand dunking everything.
Yes.
Like, we all see it now. It's kind of become part of the signature. You know, he does the little the windmill crossover thing, and then he dunks it with two hands. And he's been trying to dunk, and he's missed a couple, but everything is two hands. And it's like he wasn't really doing that at first. And someone asked him in the Memphis locker room, you know, just about it. And he said Scotty Pippen Jr., and that was kind of the extent of it. But then when I went on the road trip, you know, we talked extensively about it, and I finally, you know, talked to Scotty about it as well. But it wasn't just that conversation. It's one of those things where you're covering the team and you learn the personalities of the team. And Scotty's always one of those guys on the bench. Like, it's a little group of them. They sit on the bench. They're the ones, as soon as you miss a dunk or you miss a layup in a transition, like, they're laughing at you. It's like, oh, when you go back to the bench, that's the group that's about to laugh at you and get on you. Or, like, when they throw down a dunk, the opposite, what we usually always see is when they throw down a dunk in the game and you look over at the bench and you're pointing at the guys. Like, Scotty's one of the guys, you know, they're pointing at because he's usually saying, oh, you're not going to dunk that. Or you, you know, he's one of those type of guys. But with Gigi, it just was so obvious to Scotty, and even to, you know, I was asking Kentavious Caldwell-Pope was talking about it. You know, Ja Morant has gotten on him a little bit as well. But, like, it was so obvious to these players because in practice, he was already doing, you know, what we saying. And, you know, practice is so free-flowing. So you're more comfortable throwing down dunks and windmills and all this stuff. And then you get to the game, and Gigi was one of the league's worst finishers last season. And it was a big reason that's why he didn't take that second-year jump in addition to the foot injury and whatnot. But
he never got on track last year.
Never got on track. And then this season, you know, like you said, it was kind of a rocky start. And then out of nowhere, he's dunking everything. And you're looking at his efficiency numbers. And, like, one of the numbers that jumped out to me, like, I think his first year, I put in the story, he played like 1,200 minutes and was like minus 195 in those minutes. And then last season,
on a good team.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they were at least competitive when he was getting those minutes.
Exactly. And then last season, 600 minutes, he was, I think, like minus 68. And then this season, he's at, I think, around 400 to 500 minutes now. He's only minus 2. And he's pretty much been a positive the last 3 months. So, I mean, it seems so simple, but the fact that, you know, Scotty Pippen Jr. told him, you need to dunk the ball more. You're 6'9". You know, it sounds like something that, like, oh, that's an easy fix. But talking to him, like, one of the things that didn't make the story was the fact that he told me that, like, he was almost starstruck with how fast and how physical guys were when he first got to the league. So it was almost like a confidence thing from the standpoint of, I'm not about to go to the rim and challenge this dude or that dude. But now that his confidence is back, and he's kind of surprised himself. Like, that was one of the quotes. He was like, man, I'm not even going to lie. I'm surprised at the success I'm having at the rim.
Well, and you talked about, like, the stocks and stuff. And I think one of the things, and I'll give Isolo credit for this because there's young players, the way that they immediately get no playing time, which was the case with Gigi, is missing defensive assignments. They will put up with you screwing up offense all the time. They like the rope is long for offense, right? Like, I mean, that's why Jalen Wells gets to play all the time, right? Because he might go 1 for 13.
John Conchar for a lot of years,
But if you're in the right place defensively, and so Gigi would always be lost on the defensive end and miss rotations. So what did Isolo do? When we watch these games, people can notice this. He puts his ass on the ball. Like, all the time.
You got to be locked in, or you're going to get embarrassed.
You just say you're guarding the ball. And so that, now I don't have to worry about you screwing up my defense, right? Guard the ball, right? And then obviously use your LinkedIn athleticism, but I think it's interesting when you were talking to the other players, and I think we've always had here at the show a inflated opinion of even what Gigi can be, and that is because of Jaren.
Yeah.
Because I have this old clip. This is when Jaren was in here, and he talked about it. This is a different clip, but through the course of the interview, he talked about how much better Gigi is than him at his age, and also he thought that he could be one of the best players at his position in the entire NBA. But here was Jaren talking about Gigi.
You think Gigi's a lot better than you were at the same age?
Yeah. He's a really free spirit. Like, he should never come on this show.
Why? How dare you?
Do not let him come on here. Not until he's like 21. Because you're going to be here, you're going to ask him something, he's going to think he's just talking to you, then he really going to say it. You seen his media?
Did you get any interactions with LeBron today?
Other than him hitting fadeaways and f***ing us up, not really.
That's Gigi, man.
But he is 21 now, and he's gotten better about it, right? He's gotten a little bit better. But Jaren was so high on the talent and was like, dude, this dude's ceiling. So I'm always one of those like game recognized game guys. And when you talk to the other players, it's like they're trying to get the most out of him because they all see like, dude, this guy, there's very few guys that can actually be special.
Yeah.
He can.
You put time into him. And that was one of the things in that story, Scotty Pippen Jr. talking to him on the bench. They're talking on the phone.
Yeah.
He's calling him on the phone, and they're talking about these things. They're watching plays together. Look, this is a play where you should have dunked the ball. This is a play where you could have did this. So, it's teammates recognizing, that there's this untapped potential, that he has. And part of it is, the fact that you're seeing the highs and lows when he's performing. And then they're just around Gigi all the time. Like Jaren's talking about his personality and how he shouldn't do media. Like he was telling me before Jock Landale got traded, how Jock Landale used to call him a little goof, all the time and things like that. Like you get on Jock Landale's nerves sometimes and things like that. So like it's kind of this maturation process that's kind of, happening, for him, and it's translating to the basketball court. And, he's still got a ways to go, but it is a step in the right direction. And the numbers, as we saw, are very noticeable from what they once were.
I'll ask you the same question that I'm sure everybody has asked you over the course of the last month.
Yeah.
Were you shocked by the Jaren trade?
The only thing that was shocking was the timing in terms of it happened before something happened with Ja, because I'd gotten the sense for the most part that
the Ja thing was over.
That was going to be something that would happen.
Yeah, because you were saying that the whole time, and I kept saying to these guys, I was like, look, these guys know better than me. Like they're around it all the time, and like there's nobody that's around the team all the time that thinks that this is going to end up being okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That this is just run its course.
Right, exactly. And I mean, you see what it looks like now.
Yeah, right.
But with Jaren, the timing was the only thing that was a surprise, but the writing was kind of starting to be on the wall with just how this team was trending and the obvious added emphasis that now that's become public. Guys like Cedric Coward, and we saw Zach Edey, Cam Spencer, Jalen Wells, and kind of this kind of turn towards the future. But yeah, I was definitely like from an opinionated standpoint, I didn't feel like moving Jaren was what I would have done from the standpoint of he's only 26 and we get caught too much in this timeline thing in the NBA. Timelines are not as important to me as they once were because you can't even keep these guys together for 20 years anymore, even if you want to.
Right.
You can't, because of all the, preventions of that in the cap. So I throw timelines out of the window. He's 26. But it's not like just because those guys are 22 that when he gets 36, he's going to retire and they're going to be in their prime.
Right.
That's irrelevant. In the next 5 years.
Like the day that we made the trade, I said, why does Utah want him?
Yeah.
They got a worse record than us.
They got a worse.
You know what I mean?
I guess they're putting the chips in, man.
Why do they want him? Because they're trying to win.
Man, they're trying to win.
Well, exactly. I think it comes down to you can get the assets, which they did get assets, right? They got the first round picks.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And it's the $50 million that kicks in a year.
Oh,
and
that's
it's
exactly
like,
what it is.
What's the point of spending $50 million on a guy that if you're not going to have Morant, we know Jaren cannot be the best player on a really great team.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
It's been proven.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the best player. So, you got to have better players than him. And so, how are you getting better players than Jaren Jackson Jr., number one? Right.
Yeah.
And so, the easiest way. And have you seen this Paolo theory that's been going around?
Oh, yeah. I've always been a proponent of that.
It's fascinating, this idea, because we ran into it with Bane and Jaron, and maybe even Ja.
And maybe even with Ja.
Maybe even Ja, right? Which is, have you seen this, Roser? The idea that it is better to even draft a bust than it is a second-tier star in the NBA. Because the bust, you just say, that was a mistake, and we move on.
Right.
The second tier you dedicate to, and then you're paying max
about
money,
giving them that
and
contract.
then it's not good enough.
And it's not good enough.
Yep.
And so it puts you right in the middle.
And there's,
you're not going to be able to win.
There's draft pick bias, which is a huge part of that.
Right.
And when you draft
it's
these
interesting.
guys,
Yeah.
So
you know what I mean?
It's more to it because.
But that's if you're only focused on
championships.
Because
Yep.
if you view it through the prism of, rather than, hey man, people like your team and they like rooting for your team, and there's 4 jerseys hanging up in the rafters with 1 West Finals appearance on them.
And the truth is, how many?
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like those guys, you can't tell us that we don't care they didn't win a championship. Those guys are heroes.
And how many true number 1 guys at any given time in the league
it's
are
rare.
there?
Right.
6?
Right. So if you keep chasing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why I understand the theory, but again, it creates this unrealistic expectation of championship or bust for every single team out there. It's almost like how these teams pursue quarterbacks in the NFL. But yeah, I understand it because the Magic in a way do look kind of like stuck with those contracts. And, from the, localizing it more and spinning it to the Grizzlies, like it's always felt like as this core has kind of aged, you start to see the weaknesses kind of be unveiled more and more and more. And one of those big weaknesses that we saw year after year was like how the half-court offense struggled. Each year they come into the season with these major changes. We're going to play faster. Oh, we're going to do this offense where we're not going to, set any screens and things like that. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. And no matter what they did, the half-court offense was never good. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you just got to look in the mirror. You got to like, okay, we don't have great isolation scorers in clutch moments. Ja's made tons of amazing shots. But when you take away just those shots and just look at the raw numbers, they're not great. They're not kind to him overall in just clutch situations. Game-winning situations, yes. You look at his last second to go shot attempt situations, he's one of the best in the league. But you talk about a 5 minutes left in the game, 5 or less deficit, he hasn't been great in those situations. Jaren Jackson Jr., same thing. Desmond Bane was never a great isolation guy. So it's like your roster makeup wasn't conducive to playoff success. And that's why even, people talk about the Golden State series, they talk about the Lakers series, even the Timberwolves series, they came back from some deficits in that series. And a lot of those deficits were in part because the Timberwolves were a great defensive team.
And it was role players at that time. It was Bane and it was Brandon Clark. Yeah, those were the ones.
They were the ones to win that series. So look, like I think that's just that's what it became with this core, and I think that's part of why we're in this position where the Grizzlies are quote unquote turning the page now, because it's like, all right, we tried, we realized we're not going to win a championship with this core, so you have to kind of reconfigure the pieces.
How do you think it's going to affect the ones that are still, after it's all taken place? How do you think it affects this group? And do you think they have an understanding of the way the NBA works? Because there are a ton of young guys on that team.
There are a ton of young guys. Yeah, they'll be all right because these aren't 4th to 5th year guys for the most part. Like they've just been in the league a couple years, and they're seeing it happen fast. But like, how do I say this? Like this group is different than the past groups. This group of young players isn't like the Tony Allen, Zach Randolph type personalities. They're not like the Jaren, Dylan Brooks, Desmond Bane personalities. Like they got a bunch of guys who could probably like run for like political spots. Like in Memphis, like run for office. Like Cedric Coward, you hear him talk?
Yeah, I know.
Like Jalen Wells, the way he carries himself. Like Zach Edey is like he's like the enforcer guy, who kind of mixes in with those guys. And Cam, I guess, is kind of like your psycho mixed in there. But it's a little bit different, of a group. So like Cedric Coward is already, when I did the story about Santi Aldama being, vice president now for the National Basketball Players Association, each team has a team rep. The Grizzlies alternate team rep now is Cedric Howard.
Oh, wow.
As a rookie. You know, it was Jaren. I forget who before Jaren, but Santi was the alternate for Jaren in recent years. And now that Santi is the team rep and vice president, I was like, who's going to be the alternate now? And it's Cedric Howard.
Wow.
Like
already.
Rookie year.
Already. When you look at so with those guys and trying to like figure it out, do you see that? How much do you? I guess this is a better way to talk about it. It feels like the Ja thing's been hanging over the franchise the whole year, and so everything was weird. Right. He was mad within the first 10 games of the season.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. And so it's hard when your best player and your, quote, franchise player has this level of discontent. And so now we made it through the trade deadline and no trade was made.
Right.
And so that'll carry on into the offseason. Right. How do you think the rest of this season is handled with regards to that? Do you think he's on the bench? You think he's traveling with the team? Do you think, I mean, what do you think's going to happen?
I mean, it looks a little different. But I think they keep him around, you know, right now, and we'll see. Like, we should hear something here next couple days, next week, something about just his status with his elbow.
He's going to have elbow surgery.
You think so?
No, that's the way. Zach Levine's got surgery. Jaren's got surgery.
It's a slow recovering injury. but yeah, I think with
I think he's going to have his arm amputated so that.
Man,
because Silver is hardcore on this now.
Yeah,
you're not going to be able to. You know what I mean?
It's very clear the direction that they're going in. It's everywhere. I think.
And they are like he tried to send a big message right before the All-Star
with the way he was playing.
No. I'm saying with Silver.
Oh yes.
Finding
for sure.
the Jazz and the Pacers. You're not going to just be able to say this guy's not available to play. They're probably able to fly a fleet of doctors in and check you out. I'm serious.
Yeah,
because they're like hardcore about this because they got 10 teams all trying to lose as many games as they can.
This is a wild
It's a
year.
disaster.
This is a wild year. But,
they're going to have NBA doctors posted up in every city.
Yep.
All 10 cities.
As wild as it sounds, man, like even at the core of this whole situation, even if Ja is able to return and come back, I think if we're talking about just Ja coming back, they were, I think 7-13.
You're right.
7-13, and they were playing a tough schedule at the time. They're not going to win that many more games. If Ja's
and does it help his trade value?
Yeah, exactly.
Right, to get him back on the court.
Now, if you bring Ja and Zach Edey back, in addition to what you're getting from Jerome, Scotty Pippen Jr.
If we were going to do that, then we shouldn't have traded Jaren.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll see Edey on the court this year?
I do.
You do?
I do. I know a lot of people don't think that. But,
I would view it as I think it can be wise to do that because otherwise you're not playing basketball for a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're off the court for a full year. I'm not sure that there is maybe it'll be like the Brandon thing last year.
Yeah.
Where it's like the last 10 games of the season or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Again, we've seen that example before. There's a case here where, there was no reason to bring Brandon back other than maybe him just wanting to play at that time. That was a team that wasn't really going anywhere because that was the 2023-24 season. So, they weren't about to compete for a playoff spot or anything. They just brought him back some random games in March, and he played. And I was like, all right, he's done. Like, it could be very similar with Zach Edey because the thing about this is at some point I feel like it's going to be a mental thing because you see he was walking around. I saw the video that y'all played earlier.
Yeah, with Keady.
And even when he was playing, like he was telling, I think he said he was like 85% or something like that. Like
because it looked like he was close even when we were headed to Europe.
Yeah.
It seemed like, he might actually play.
The problem in this situation is after the fact, and it swells up and the recovery, and then you risk, the potentials of a stress fracture and things like that, and you don't want that to happen.
This agent told me, he was like, why these guys like that have such, and I don't know if this is bogus or not, but it sounds right.
Yeah.
And this is an agent who's represented big guys before.
Okay.
He's like, you know what it is? And he said it's the distance from their heart to their feet. That's why they have, because the
Really?
healing. Yeah, because of the healing. The blood flow to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
the
it's
blood flow that goes down to your lower
Yeah.
extremities, the distance is so much greater than the normal person.
Right.
And I was like, really? Mm-hmm. But it does make sense, like in terms of healing, right?
Yeah.
In terms of healing, why? And we always talk about how there's a lot of lower leg and foot injuries for big guys.
And that's one thing I've talked. I mean, I've talked to a lot of doctors on this, man. It feels like I'm getting like a PhD in this stuff. Like, but one of the things that I've learned about this Zach Edey situation, at least to this point, like all the doctors that I've talked to, they're not really overly concerned. Based on the steps that have been taken so far. Like, yeah, these are normal steps, normal procedures. Soreness is normal, especially for, like you said, a guy his size going through a situation like this. Like, this happens. So it's basically just a maintenance thing, and they're resting it. So if it gets to a point where he can play and they get him out there, and if he has some soreness, just shut him back down.
Well, they can also play him 20 minutes.
And they also they're going to do that.
No,
I mean,
I'm saying and get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, and we're not
coming
playing.
back playing 30 for sure.
Right.
Right.
We're not playing. What about Clark?
Yeah, he should be
He's
close.
just been out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, he should be pretty close. He was doing some stuff out there when we were in Portland, Sacramento, on the trip, shoot around and whatnot. Like, he should be pretty close.
The Jerome thing has been very promising. How good has he looked?
Efficient.
Oh my God! As soon as we saw him, it was like, damn it! If we had him the whole year, this is probably everybody's happy. They're winning. It's a different world. Yeah. Like all of this. Honestly, I wonder if he wouldn't have messed up his calf in the preseason. I really think he could have made that big of a difference to where there's a lot of those games that flip if you have him, and then Ja's happy.
Then Ja's happy.
Right?
Yeah. And it's the title of this era, just like what could have been, if, would have, could have, because the Steven Adams situation, right? Ja Morant, and now, I mean, Ty Jerome, like it's 20 minutes, so it's like he could have done this with Ja playing.
Yes.
Because it's not like, oh, man, with Ja back, he'll be playing, less minutes. Like, he'd probably be playing around this. And
he'd be playing against second units. He's doing this against starters.
And I remember before the season when I was talking to him, just about the difference playing with Ja and without Ja. And that was something he pointed out. He was like, when Ja's off the floor, I'm getting guarded by number one guys and things like that. I'm the top guy on the scouting report. Whereas when I'm playing with him, I get the cook dudes basically.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a little bit different. But I mean, he's been so good. It's going to be really interesting to see like how they handle him, not just the rest of this season, but next season. It's going because I think he has an option after next season. So the fact that he has an option, and if he keeps playing like this, he's going to cash out after next season. Yeah. And the Grizzlies maybe will be in a position where they either have to sell high or they try to convince him to. Be a piece. But this contract that they got him on, I mean,
unbelievable. We know, we know his level of confidence because when I had him on a media day, I asked him about, how much he has improved throughout his NBA career, even with bouncing around from team to team to team, and how much of it is how much he has improved. How much he's improved. B, you finally found a place that like played you real minutes. Because there's some guys that just say, "Wait, it's all
opportunity."
I've always been able to do this. I finally got a chance to do this, and he was like, "Yeah, for sure, B."
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like, finally somebody played me. I could have been doing this my whole career.
Yeah, but
I was like, damn.
Yeah. You look at his numbers over the course of his career. It doesn't look like he's wrong. You know? Like, and I mean, he's so free flowing right now. Like he's taking sidestep 3-pointers and.
Also, like the first game he played, he drove twice, and I'm like, when is the last time we saw a guard drive?
Like it's all wild, the way, right? All the way to the basket,
like
not stop somewhere.
Actually get there, right? Yeah.
Could they Because the third year, so next year will be the second year of the 3-year deal. The third year is what, a team option, isn't it?
I think it's player option.
If it's okay, well, if it's
I believe it's player
that's
option. That's how they were able to get him at that number.
But could you rip this up after this year and take that third year and say, hey, we're going to extend you off that third year?
Yeah,
Let's renegotiate that third year and give you an additional year after that at a higher number. Because, like, you moved off Jared, you moved off Dez. Theoretically, your books are going to be totally clean from super high contracts. Like, you'll have money to be able to do that.
They'll have the money for sure. I guess it's going to be about what they emphasize. Because then if you draft a guy,
right?
Who's your?
Let's get to you. I want to get your real opinion on this. Do you think the genesis of all of this that happened with Ja going south is that he did not get the extension? That Dez was made a made man.
Yeah.
Jaron was made a made man. Because I know that has been floated prior to. But that this really comes down to he didn't get that extension. And once he didn't get that extension, that was so bothersome that he was like, I'm not sacrificing for this place anymore and blah, blah, blah. Do you think that is the, that's what led to the level of discontent more than anything that obviously filtered straight into the season?
Yeah, it's a big part of it.
Yeah.
It's a big part of it. I look at it like this, and there's so many ways you could kind of sum this up, but when Ja when he got here, it's hard to tell him no. And why would you tell him no? He was this franchise star, and everything was going great. And now you've gotten to a point where, you're talking about $60 million plus per year, and he hasn't played 60 games, the last few seasons.
Yep.
So,
it's 70 in 3 years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's outrageous.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business, and you just gotta think of things from a business standpoint. And I think from the Grizzlies side, it's more like you gotta play and you gotta prove. He still has a couple more years until that contract runs out.
Right.
I mean, I understand from Ja's standpoint, you wanting to get that security 3 years and 3 years added onto your contract or whatever. But I also understand the Grizzlies side of we need to see, the production that we saw from a couple years ago, and the games need to add up in addition to that. And I'm sure at that point you probably wouldn't have had any problem giving them the money. But yeah, I think that.
And there's a lot of ego and a lot of hurt feelings that go into it because, as you know, his representation is now his family.
Yeah, right.
And so things get taken personally, right? Things are less personal when you have an agent representing you.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, right? The agent fights those fights rather than someone you're literally with every day.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It's different.
And then it just becomes the car rides are like F them. You know what I mean? Like, I know the way this works.
Yeah, it's completely different, man. I talk to agents around the league, about it, and it's perplexing to many of them.
Because you usually don't do it until you've already got your contract.
So you already got that contract,
right? Mm-hmm. You got the contract, and then you decide, all right, I'm just going to represent myself.
Yeah, and it's
because I'm not doing anything for a long time anyway.
It's worked out for a couple guys, It's worked out for a couple guys.
But those are guys that already had contracts.
Thank you.
They didn't negotiate their own, right?
So, I think, you summed it up. This all goes back to last summer. I think he was a 2-year extension eligible at that point. This upcoming offseason.
Well, and Dez and Jaron both.
Yeah, they got theirs. And he got the first one. They gave him the rookie scale extension, which is what Dez had gotten. And Jaron, got this his third. He's on his third contract now.
Right.
And I think, again, like you said, Ja wanted that same extension and whatnot. But look, it's tough because when you commit that amount of money, and going back to what we were talking about earlier, if your goal is to win a championship, which I think you could say is this franchise's goal, I think that's fair to say, you have to ask yourself, if we commit this much money and these years to this player, do we know definitively that it will put us in position to do that? And I don't care how big of a Ja fan you are, right now you can't definitively say yes to that because of the last 3 years. Like, I have a hunch that Ja at his best, with the right pieces around him, you get a real special player. But I can't definitively say, boom, here's $63 million a year. Let's go win a championship.
That has to be earned. That has to be earned.
Got to be earned.
It does.
Yep.
It has to be earned. And this is going to be very awkward for the rest of the season. It just is.
So, man. I think
it just is.
Yeah.
Because we're carrying it into the offseason, too.
Yeah. Not in the
And they obviously couldn't get anything for him.
No.
Nothing.
It was tough. It was tough sledding. I mean, it was some of the things I was hearing. It just like it wasn't.
Attaching
much.
picks to him.
Like
what? That's like a negative asset. That's crazy.
You had people saying things like, "Look, if we're gonna trade him, let's go ahead and trade him." And in my head, I'm like, "All right, you're saying that." But when you see, when you see this, you'll be the first person who's complaining about it. So
it's easier to make a terrible deal in the summer.
Yeah. And in the summer,
you know what I mean?
Like I always say this
It
too.
is.
Like front offices and GMs, they have egos, and I've learned that you get a full summer because trade deadline is almost like a rushed process.
Yeah.
You get a full summer. There's going to be one of those lunatics will convince themselves.
Well, and you could get to the point. You could get to the point where it's like the 10th pick in the draft, and somebody's going to take Acuff from Arkansas.
Yeah.
And then their war room is like, we can get Morant right now. Like, I mean, even if Acuff becomes the best player, we can end up with, what I mean? Like, and we only got him for 2 years, so we can take a trial. And then convince yourself, like, that's the ceiling for Acuff. I'm getting this is a war room. This is the ceiling for him. So let's just go ahead and we'll trade the pick and we'll take him.
Or you do like how Orlando did. Orlando was a team that was in the playoffs last year, and they got through the playoffs, and they were like, hold on here, and they got desperate.
Right.
Yeah.
And they traded 4 first-round picks for Desmond Bain. Like, there could be a playoff team that has some aspirations in the playoffs, and things don't go their way in their playoffs, and they're like, okay, let's try something here.
Yeah, that's
Well,
huge.
also the teams that miss on Giannis.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We didn't get that. It hurt the market.
Yeah.
With that not happening, it hurt the market because there was at least going to be teams like if Miami doesn't get him, maybe they do pivot.
Yeah, a lot of
right
the teams,
and say, you know what, we will give you what you want because we're not getting Giannis anyway because he went to New York or whatever. Like that could be a real thing that happens this offseason.
Yeah, it was wild. A lot of the teams that we would hear about the Giannis stuff were also teams that were interested in Ja and or Jaren Jackson Jr.
Yeah.
So that's why I just felt like it was going to be hard for anything with either of those Grizzlies players to be done until there was some type of, formality on this Giannis situation. But like Utah, that was clearly a team that was it felt like almost out of nowhere because I'd heard about like certain contenders, that were interested in Jaren Jackson Jr., but those contenders were also interested in Giannis. And Utah's not a contender, ended up getting Giannis. Ended up getting Jaren. But with Ja, I do think when you talk about the summer, like it's just going to be much easier if, still feels like that's the route that this is going without a doubt.
All right.
It feels like that's what's going to happen. It'll happen in the summer probably.
Last thing, what is the core?
What is the core?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
It's Coward and Edey.
It's Coward and Edey.
Are we putting Gigi there? Like, I'm talking about he's on my roster next year 100%.
All right, now this is what I'm going to ask you back, and then I'll answer that. You said, are we putting Gigi there? Is this my core, or is this based on what I know about the Grizzlies? Is this their core?
No.
Because it's different answers.
Okay, let's do the Grizzlies.
Grizzlies core, I don't think Gigi Jackson's in it.
You don't think so?
No. He's in mine.
Yeah, mine too.
Maybe I put him in mine.
So you would say Said and Edey.
Said and Edey.
And then who would you say 100% is on this team next year?
That's it.
Really?
100%? I think you can make strong cases. I'd say Jalen Wells, Cam Spencer,
Scotty.
90. Scotty, yeah. But, those guys are in that next tier. But you're talking about, when you're thinking about building the roster at this point, Cedric Coward and Zach Edey will be the players.
You think that's the one?
Their builds
you're
will
building
be factored in.
Oh, Clayton. They ain't getting rid of him because he's part of the Jaren. He was the Jaren. No, and he was the Jaren deal.
Yeah.
They won't bail on that.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
They believed in that.
Yeah.
They think he's going to be really good.
Yeah, they've heard good things about. I heard some good things about him, and
you can see amazing college player.
Yeah, he'll be fun to watch in summer league this year.
Do you think they will be a little hesitant? Even I know Zach Edey, a part of that core. Will they be even a little hesitant to build totally with him in mind, gathering what's happened the first 2 years with foot injuries?
Totally fair.
Nah, I don't. I think the only two players.
It's PhD Damichael Cole.
I think, look,
Come
Zach
on,
Edey,
Dr. Cole.
Zach Edey, they're not worried about it right now. Like, if this continues to carry over, and
well, they haven't given him a contract extension or anything.
Right,
yet
exactly.
either,
Yeah,
so
it's the rookie contract. Yes. So I look, they still view Zach Edey as kind of like a cornerstone piece, and then Cedric Coward. I think everything else will be built around that, and the other guys will just have to earn opportunities. Like, yeah, they'll be factored in, but Zach Edey and Cedric Coward are guys that you probably can kind of like pencil in as starters for the foreseeable future.
I'm with it. And then look, they have a reason for confidence because they got past the Jaren stuff.
Yeah.
Right? They did. They got past early career, injuries, and then he ended up becoming a guy that was playing 75 games.
Yep.
Right. Yep.
So I'm sure that and honestly, I bet they tell you, like, bro, if we were awesome, Zach Edey'd be playing right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're being careful. More careful than you would be under normal circumstances.
Right, yeah.
For good reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? All right. Damichael, you're the best. Thanks, buddy.
Appreciate you guys.
All right. That's going to do it for today's show. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. Thanks to John Roser. Thanks to Damichael Cole for joining us. We will be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.